Welcome back, y'all. What is up? If you're new here, my name is Linnea. We live in the suburbs and we are trying to become semi-self-sufficient where we garden. We make sourdough, we do bun recipes. So if that's something you're into, consider subscribing. If not, thanks for being here. If you're not new here, welcome back. Hi, hope you're having a great day. Today is the day that we are gonna make a strawberry rhubarb pie. But we're not making a strawberry rhubarb pie because I decided I don't want to fiddle with pie crust today. I'm not in the mood to make a mess in my kitchen and clean it up because it's hot outside, which means it's hot in our kitchen because our house gets a lot of sun and I hate the summer. I really hate the summer. I'm really sorry if you all love summer, but I hate it. It honestly makes me angry. But here we are anyway. That was a rant. Here we are anyway. We are in the hot kitchen and we are gonna make a strawberry rhubarb crumble. Basically the same thing as strawberry rhubarb pie, but no crust, but with a crumble. But the insides, they're the same. The only rhubarb I could find is this frozen one that I thawed out last night. Yeah, seems to be fine. So anyway, let's go make some crumble. I think this is gonna turn out really well. So let's go make this recipe. All right, so this recipe says, in a bowl, we wanna combine 1 pound of rhubarb. It's probably a little watery, but you know, that's okay. 1 pound of rhubarb and a 1/2 pound of strawberries, which this is probably more than 1/2 pound, and it very explicitly said do not add more than 1/2 pound, but here we are, adding more than 1/2 pound. Now it says to add 1/2 cup of white sugar, and nudge the camera so it shakes. And then it says to add a teaspoon of vanilla and 1.5 tablespoons of cornstarch. Which I'm going to be very honest, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of cornstarch because my rhubarb was frozen and it thawed and there's some liquid. So I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. This could be a mistake, but it's a mistake I'm willing to make. And I'm going to mix it together. Fun fact, I really feel like I should look this up before I say this, but I swear I read somewhere that like rhubarb is actually like poisonous. Maybe it's the leaves that are poisonous. You know, I'm gonna look it up right now. Right now. It is. Let's see if we can get it to focus. No? Basically it says the leaves are toxic and can cause food poisoning. So don't eat the leaves, but the stalks are fine. So, fun fact, now we know. All right, now it says to set this aside. All right, to this, I added 3/4 of a cup of, I need a new tripod, desperately. It keeps sinking down. I added 3/4 of a cup of flour. Now I'm gonna add a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. And then I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of white sugar. And a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now I'm gonna mix it together. There we go. Maybe you can see. There we go. All right, now I'm gonna add, hang on, let me move this. I'm gonna add 6 tablespoons of chunked up cold butter to this. And we're gonna pulse it up until it makes like coarse crumbs. All right, now I'm gonna add in about 3/4 of a cup of oats. I'm not really measuring, I'm just going by handfuls. So we're gonna do 3 handfuls. And then this recipe also calls for pecans, of which I do not have a 1/2 cup of chopped pecans, but I do have unsalted raw sunflower seeds, which I feel like will add a decent crunch. So I'm just gonna add in a little bit. And then I'm gonna mix this up. So I've got an 8x8 pan here. I am going to add in my rhubarb strawberry mixture. And then we're gonna add our crumble on top. It doesn't want, it says not to like pack this on top, it just says to sprinkle it. So and then after I do this and after we put it in the oven, I will tell you guys a story because, you know, story time with me for all 3 people that want to hear it. Why I like making pies, like specifically fruit pies, and a very special memory of strawberry rhubarb pie that I have. Yeah, I'll tell you guys this story after I put this in the oven. I do have my oven set to 350 degrees. I think I'm gonna put like a tray underneath because I don't want it boiling over and I don't want to set my kitchen on fire. Not today. All right, that's what she looked like from the side. So it says to put it in the oven at 350 degrees for 40 minutes. So that's what we're gonna do. Alright guys, we're gonna have a story time, which I feel like I don't do very often, but we're gonna have a story time really quickly about why I can actively see my tripod sinking down lower and lower. Alright, I changed where the camera is sitting and there's no way it can sink down. Anyways, I'm super awkward because telling stories is like weird to me because I'm literally just like talking to a camera. So maybe I'll just pretend that I'm like talking to Jonathan or something, but like now I'm sweating. Anyway, so the reason why I like to make pies and like desserts, I guess I would say, specifically my memory of like strawberry rhubarb pie. This is so random, but I grew up, and I guess Jonathan did too, but specifically me. I grew up in a pretty small town. We always say that like the closest town was Branson, Missouri, which is actually like a super popular tourist attraction. But we grew up outside of that area. And where we went to school, it was a super small school. And the farther you get away from Branson, the more like rural it gets. And I was probably like, I don't know, maybe my mom can remind me, but I was probably like 6, 7, 8 years old. And specifically, I think this happened in the summer. I'll have to look it up as I'm telling you this story. But I think it happened in the summer, maybe the fall. But I would sometimes spend like Friday nights with my grandparents, and like, I guess they didn't have anything better to do, or maybe this is just what they really enjoyed doing, but they would take me to this little like one room. It literally was like a one-room schoolhouse, but it was also a church. And they would have music, like live music, every Friday night, or maybe it was like one Friday night a month during the summer or something like that. I don't remember. It was called Clio, which I think I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up. Hold on. Yeah, here we go. So there's actually a Facebook page, of which there was not a Facebook page when I was 6 years old. But it was called Clio Country Music Jubilee. And they would meet 2 weeks. I'm reading it specifically from here. But they would meet every 2 weeks on Friday nights. And they would play music. And let's see. This is what the like church, school, community building looks like. I don't know if it will focus. That's what it looks like. At the time there was no like bathrooms in there. They had outhouses. And they would just like play music. There's like a bunch of older people who would just play their guitars and their violins and their fiddles and all the things, and they would just play music. And all of it was a community center too, so this story is going to get even longer. It's a long story long. This is just my memory from like a gazillion years ago, but I think maybe it was like the community members or whatever, but they were just basically like little old ladies, and they would bring in their homemade pies. And I specifically remember strawberry rhubarb was the best pie that these old ladies would make. And I mean, it was like handmade, homemade pies that they would sell while listening to this music. And like, I don't know if my grandma just like bought me some pie so I would sit there and like be good, or if she bought me some pie just because like I just wanted pie. But like, I just remember going there Friday nights in the summer, and I would eat homemade pie. I would color in my little coloring book and listen to music, and then I would go back home with them, spend the night with them, and it was like the best. So yeah, long story longer, that is why I enjoy making fruit pies. This is kind of like, here, this is kind of what it was like. And there's just like people playing their music, and it was fun. So yeah, that's story time with me. I'm not sure how much of that I will edit out or whatever, but the more you know about me. So yeah, tell me if you made it this far. Tell me what your favorite pie is, and maybe I'll make it. Maybe I'll find a recipe. Maybe I'll make it. So let's just get back to this recipe with the crumble and the stuff. You can try it. I'm filming Alan.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It is good. You know who wants to be here and eat that? No, not Calvin.
Steve?
Yeah. We'll have to make it for him. It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's like not too sweet, not too sour.
Mm-mm.
And the crumble, it's said to add like chopped up pecans to the crumble, but I didn't have any, so I added sunflower seeds. Like unsalted, raw.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I think, honestly, it's probably better than a pie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? It's easier than a pie.
It tastes great to me, so.
I think tomorrow I'm going to make a video on our uni pizza crust.
Mm.
Yeah, so you'll definitely be in that video. Anyway, what do you rate it? I would tell you what I rate it, but I will influence your rating, probably.
8.5.
Yeah, that's right where. I'll definitely what?
And your pie was like an 11, but.
I'll definitely have to make a pie, like a strawberry rhubarb pie, just to see. But I think it's delicious. Clearly. Anyway, Jonathan's speechless. That's what it really is. Speechless. This thing like really tries to focus in on your eyeballs. I know. Anyway, I'm just gonna record a video tomorrow, so you know, that's the next video. Anyway, so yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Bye!